Hi. All right. So this is one of my go-to practices. It's called morning wake up, and it is now just, when I don't want to think and I just want to get my practice and, get my day started. This is the one that I go with. There are three poses. Um, all three of them are powerful on their own, right? So just also taking some pressure off of yourself. If you can't do an entire Kriya, you're still moving energy. You're still working with your body. You're still going to, get benefits, right? So that's another takeaway as well. Like all three of these are powerful, and I'll speak a little bit about what they're doing as well. All right, just because somebody got me thinking about this idea of developing your own practices and tools and, like learning different kriyas, but also learning different poses that you love, noting the impact on yourself and your system, and sort of putting that into your toolbox. You're going to do Radiance Charger today. Radiance Charger, if that one's super powerful for you, note that, and when you need a tune-up, you've got 3 minutes, like, I'm going to do some Radiance Charger. You don't have to do the whole morning wake-up Kriya, right, or some other Kriya that has Radiance Charger. So tools, right, things that really speak to your soul, make you feel better. So someone going through the program right now, art therapy is a big thing for her, right, and so she's making some time to do that, and she's like, oh, it makes me feel better every time, right? Journaling. I love journaling. It's not for everyone, right? But it might be for you. Oracle cards. There are so many different, the sky's the limit. And so you can find, I have a Mary Magdalene deck, so there's more like, Christian. This particular deck is called the Yogic Path. And so it includes some like, of those Hindu terms and gods and goddesses and just archetypes, right? And it's guidance that you interpret for yourself, right? And the card is not the magic. You're the magic, but it can guide you to the thing that you're kind of needing to hear or needing to know, right? And all of it's just this exploration. So I just had the thought, because I'm feeling the need for a little guidance myself. And I'll note that as well. This is a journey of healing. We are on the path of healing. And a lot of times, right before you level up, it gets real sticky. And that's something that I have to remind myself in those times where I'm like, I'm practicing, I'm working really hard. I thought I was doing this right. Well, we are, right? Healing, when we're releasing things, it can maybe be a little sticky. You gotta get the gunk out, right? So I'm reminding myself that. I always shuffle a few times, and then I like to knock 3 times and kind of think the thing, right? A lot of times it's just, what guidance do I need today? All right, so this is for us as we're going to practice right now. What card are we going to get? What's our guidance today? Let's see. I think it's this one. All right. So we drew Krishna. Well, that's a big old draw. All right. So this one's towards the back of the book. I'm just going to read you. These do upright and reversed. Not all decks do, but browse around if you're interested. I think it's fun, and again, I think it's just sort of, it's like a journal prompt, right? It's like, here's a seed for you to kind of look at and grow over there in your garden. All right, Krishna is the god of compassion and love. What does it feel like to be totally enamored, raptured, and captivated with love for the divine? This is the essence of Krishna. You have entered a time where you have realized love is something so much greater than passion between two people. Instead, it is the origin of all life where everything blossoms. You have trusted in the greater forces of the universe, and in return, it supports you with its all-encompassing arms, embracing you like stars in the sky. Continue trusting that the divine is omnipresent and that you are not only a part of the universe, but the entire universe exists inside of you. Krishna also reminds you that play is a form of prayer. I think that was the line I was supposed to read. Well, that does it. And it's on video now. That's how cards work. Like every single time. Okay, that was fun. We're going to tune in and we're going to get started. So come find your seat on your mats. We're going to arrive in the space. Hopefully that was a fun little journey for you there. All right. So we're just finding your grounded seat. Find those sits bones. And just let's ground a little. So we're going to take our hands, we're going to place them down, palm down on your knees. And just sit up nice and tall. Once you've located that pelvic bowl, right? We don't want to spill the soup out the front. We don't want to spill the soup out the back. We're going to come to that nice neutral pelvic bowl. Stack that vertebra all the way to the top of your head. Slight tuck down with the chin, not a lot. We just want to elongate through the back of that spine. So take that kink out of the back of that spine. And once you're all set, you're just going to start drawing your breath in through your nose, nice and slow. Sending it all the way to the very bottom of your lungs. See if you can find that space, bring that breath in. And then on the exhale, again, it's just nice and slow. And make sure that it's full and complete. Let all of that air go. Feel your body soften. Beautiful. Starting to draw your center point. Draw into your center point with that breath. So as you're drawing that breath in, and you've got those eyes closed down, we're slightly rolling them up to that third eye point, right? Finding that third eye gaze. It's bringing you to stillness, bringing you to your center point. All right, so continue to breathe here. Keeping your eyes closed if that feels comfortable. And we're going to tune in 3 times with Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Tuning into that teacher that lives inside of you, the divine inside of you. Krishna reminds you that you contain that divine essence inside of you. All right, taking an inhale here. Another inhale. Taking one more inhale in, holding at the top. Connect to that pelvic floor, draw up from the pelvic floor, draw the belly button back towards your spine. Lift that energy up, third eye gaze. Exhaling when you need to. Beautiful. Beautiful work. All right, so this is going to be morning wake up. You would tune in, maybe draw a card first. You would tune in, and then you would come down to a lying position on your mat. All right, so the important part of this position is the engagement at your core. All right, and so if you choose to lift your legs about 6 inches off the floor, and you choose to lift your head about 6 inches off the floor, not very high, right? It's a very, very low boat pose. If you choose that, great. You're going to get a lot of core engagement right here. All right. If you're like, nope, I can't do that for that amount of time, or it doesn't feel good, and I'll say this too, if you have a ton of core strength, even then, start with the hands underneath your sits bones to just protect your low back. We want to make sure always protecting the low back. Okay. If you're like, nope, I don't want to do that. You have lots of choices. You can keep your head down and lift one leg at a time. Okay? You could keep your head down, have your hands under your sits bones, and just do your legs. You could just do your head, all right? What's important, again, is the abdominal engagement. So what you're going to do is make sure, even before you lift, right, you're going to take those hips and you're going to rotate them to where your belly button is pushing into the mat, right? And your hips are kind of rotated posteriorly, all right? So you take that space, that low back, that space right at your low back, and you're going to get rid of it. You're going to drive your belly button into the floor, okay? And those hips rotate. Now, do you feel, right, that contraction at your core? All right, that is what we want. Okay, so we are contracting at the core, maybe lifting the head, maybe lifting the, I'm getting my timer, feet, all right? And then we add breath of fire. Okay, so you know breath of fire, you know it can be a challenge, so most important part always is the breath. If you lose the positioning, you need to take a break, right? Even if you need to take a break from the breath, it's all fine and good. This is all about practice, not perfect. This is all about growing, right? Stronger. You are in this first pose. It is a fire pose. You are contracted at the core. You are pumping that navel fire. And I like to think of pulling, as we're doing it, pulling up from that root, and whatever dense energy is sitting in my lower chakras, fear in my root chakra, and constriction of my creativity in my sacral or whatever, I'm pulling that up with that root chakra, that root lock, and then at the fire, and bring it into the fire of my navel, right? And that is what I like to focus on to really kind of like motivate me to keep going, right? Okay, so we're going to set the timer for a minute. Again, your job here is to protect your low back, listen to your body. Now, your ego is probably going to kick up. I don't want to do this too long. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. Whatever. That's ego. If your body needs a break, take a break, right? But if it's just your brain pitching a little fit, right? That's what we want to get those up and out, right? Let them come on through. You're like, okay, yes, go on, right? All right. The last factor here is the gaze. You can choose to look at your big toes. You can choose to look at your belly button pumping, or you can close your eyes and do third eye gaze, which is always my favorite. I just really like that one. Okay, so we're going to choose our position. Like I said, at least, even if you're super, super duper strong, abs of steel, go ahead and slide those hands underneath your sits bones if you're going to lift the legs, okay? All right. You're going to choose your position, choose your eye gaze, and here we go with breath of fire through your nose, rapid and strong. Here we go. Draw up from the very base of your spine. Pull up as you're pumping at the navel. Keep going, keep going.
powerful, rapid pumping. Imagine that fire. Imagine that fire burning away whatever those fears, those doubts, those limitations. Try to keep that heart space open. You've got about 15 seconds. You can do this. Take a break. Come back. Burning it away. Burning it away. 3, 2, 1. Take an inhale. Hold. Pull, 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 pull. And relax fully. Beautiful job. Deep inhales, slow exhales. Tune inward to your energy. Connect to that flow, that movement, sensation. If there are thoughts moving, emotions moving, just breathe into them and let that exhale be a release. Right? We kick up. Right? This is our snow globe, and we're shaking up that energy, right? And we want to let it move on through. So let the breath is the mover here, right? The energy rides on the breath. Okay, so let the breath come through and carry energy in and carry energy out, right? We want to be this channel of energy. We don't want
clogs and things. All right, so after your 1 minute of stretch pose is what that one's called. I don't know that I said that. You would stay right where you are and you would pull your knees into your chest. All right, this one's called nose to knees. So you're kind of curling yourself into a ball. Now, you've got some options here. If it helps your hips and to kind of stay in that position, you can put a block or a book, a bolster, a pillow right in, right under your hips, kind of help yourself curl, right? That's an option. Your head, right? It can stay down if it's painful on your neck or if it starts to create too much tension, right? So just know the idea is you're creating a ball. So whatever your ball looks like, right? Don't worry about it. Then we're doing breath of fire again. All right, so this one, we're curled into a ball, breath of fire. So the movement here is again, like we're getting really strong in our base, and we're just kind of like kind of blowing. I like to think again, we're letting whatever needs to move on up and out. This is a very grounding pose. So if you're feeling a lot of anxiety and you want to kind of burn through it, this is a good one. Okay. If breath of fire is in your wheelhouse that day, right? We don't want to overactivate ourselves, but sometimes with anxiety, rather than let's sit down and take a nice pause, like I need to burn it first, right? Before I can pause. All right, so we're on your back. You're going to pick your position. This one is a third eye gaze. And here we go with that breath of fire. Pull up from the roots, okay? Get that pelvic floor, third eye gaze. Here we go. Feel into the connection of that pelvic floor. Feel those denser energies. You're pulling them up. That fire at your navel is burning them out. Letting them come up and out the top of your head. Let whatever needs to move out on that breath. Powerful pump. Keep going. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Keep your heart space open. You've got about 15 seconds. You're doing great. Keep pulling that energy up. Keep that third eye gaze. That's going to help that energy move on up that channel. Take a deep inhale for me. Hold it. Pull up from the pelvic floor. Pull the belly button back. Strong, strong, strong. That spine is strong all the way to your third eye. And exhale, fully relax.
Again, let that breath come in full and complete, expanding every part of your body. Energy riding on that breath. So let that exhale carry whatever needs to go. All right, beautiful. So we've had breath of fire already for 2 poses, and the last one uses it too. So from here, if rocking on your spine feels good, you're gonna do a couple rocks, right? So we do this in Kundalini sometimes to encourage that energy to move up and down the spine. This one wakes you up, right? So it's energizing. If spinal rolls do not feel good, maybe you need a little more padding, right? So add in a blanket or another mat. But also, if it doesn't feel good, just, roll to the side and then find your seated position. So this is the last pose. So technically, if you tune in and you do each of these for about a minute, this is a practice you could get done in under 10 minutes without all of the me talking to you, right? So once you learn it, and this is, what I do in the mornings. Again, I can get it done in 10 minutes, and it's a Kriya, and I'm awake, and I'm ready, and I'm grounded, but I'm energized, so it's a good one. All right, so this one's Radiance Charger. Come into that comfortable seated position, all right? So there's no movement on the bottom half. And really, there's no movement on the upper half. So what you're going to do, once you're seated here, you're going to bend your fingers, and you're going to push your fingers into the top pads of your palm, all right? And your thumbs are out. And your thumbs represent your ego here, all right? And our ego gets a bad rap, because whoever. It's a warrior, right? A worrier, not a warrior. A worrier. We are the warrior. The ego is a worrier. It is a tool designed to troubleshoot, protect. This is what builds our Enneagram type. This is our Enneagram type, right? It is a personality construct. It is not the true essence of us. So we want to clean him off. I don't know why my ego is a guy. There is something so strange. I know that you've seen it, probably, maybe not yet. There are videos I've recorded. I feel lopsided because I can see myself, but it's a mirror image, and so I'm trying to fix the wrong hand, and it's very bizarre. So I apologize that I'm lopsided. Anyway. So we're cleaning our ego with our thumb stuck out, but this is our electromagnetic bubble, our auric field, right? Real measurable stuff, right? Your energy speaks to people on that energetic level. We're not talking about it, but we feel it, right? You can be in a room with someone and get the ick factor or whatever, and you're like, maybe you don't really even consciously think about it, but we're doing it because we're energetic beings, and we're projecting energy and we're reading energy all the time. And we all have that ability. So this particular pose, one of the reasons I love it is it's so powerful for cleaning up your little energy bubble. And the other thing, you can think about is this is your energy bubble, and you're claiming it, and you're taking ownership of it, and that strengthens your field. And so that kind of keeps some of the gunk energy away, right? We're not putting up shields, right? We get so in our centered, loving selves that we don't need shields because nobody's gunk can get to me anymore. I'm that much love, right? So, bending at the fingers, we're gonna clean up your love bubble. Thumbs are out. Your arms are gonna be at about 60 degrees, okay? You're gonna close the eyes down and find third eye gaze. You're gonna be pulling up from the roots, and then you're gonna be pumping at the navel, all right? So the idea here is pulling that energy up into that fire. It's gonna open up into my heart. Keep your shoulders down and that heart space open. That energy then is gonna start rising. Oh, there you go, I'm sideways again. Rising up my arms and into my hands. So thinking about how this heart
chakra, it includes my hands and my arms, right? And we think about how powerful the heart chakra is, how powerful the love, right, from our hands, that intuitive draw to, like, so if someone, you love someone or someone's sick or whatever, you put your hand, this is heart, this is love, right? So you're bringing that energy out into your bubble, and you're going to clean out your bubble with your breath. Again, let that breath carry the energy. Okay, so lots to think about. All right, get that elongated spine, find that finger position, find your arc line position, right? So you can imagine that golden thread from thumb to thumb. Draw up from the pelvic floor, find that third eye gaze, and then begin that pelvic pump. Here we go. Or excuse me, navel pump. Relax the jaw. Draw that energy up from the pelvic floor, engaging that root lock. Let that fire at your belly bring that energy up into the heart, keeping that chest open. Drawing the energy up further at that third eye. Keep pumping from the navel. Meet your resistance. You're starting to meet some resistance now. Just meet it. That's that ego. Let that energy come up those arms. You're starting to feel those arms light up. Sense into the energy over your head and between your thumbs. Sense the bubble around you. You are almost there. Keep drawing that energy up. You are a warrior. You are a warrior for love and for light. And you are cleaning off this love bubble. You've got about 10 seconds. Keep going. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. You're going to take a deep inhale. Bring those thumbs to touch in the center. Reach those fingers up. Don't let go yet. Keep drawing that energy out. Pull from the pelvic floor. Pull, pull, pull that column of light down and around you. Exhaling those fingers down and through your field. You're going to bring your thumb and your pointer finger to touch. Take the back of your palms and put them on your knees or your thighs. Allow that breath to come in to your nose, expanding your lungs fully. Breathe into your center point. And just receive whatever's here for you. And there are things happening on the subconscious level. So even if you feel like you don't receive anything, you're receiving. Just allow. Allow. Give your body permission to heal. Give your body permission to release. Just give permission, knowing you're safe. And one more inhale into your heart center. And full exhale, let it all go. Beautiful job. All right. So just wanted to say at the end of this one, morning wake up usually, right, I'm starting my day. And so, a lot of times at the end of a Kriya, we come into Shavasana, we integrate, right? We do the practice, get the energy moving, and then we lie completely down in corpse pose to let that integrate, right? For at least 3 minutes, right? 5 if you can. When I'm doing morning wake up, a lot of the time I will just do my seated meditative pose at the end of Radiance Charger, because it just, lying back down feels a little like counterintuitive to me. But I just want to say, at the end of every Kriya or every, practice that you let yourself integrate at least a little bit, right? Okay, we're going to tune out now with one long Satnam to close our energetic space, to once again honor that essence, that truth within us, all right? So bringing those palms to touch at prayer mudra right at your heart center, and then let those thumbs push into your thymus gland space. Let those shoulders drop. Let that chest be proud. Draw some attention to that root so you're not leaking energy. And we'll take one full inhale and complete exhale. And we'll tune out with one long Satnam. Beautiful job. Thank you again, as always, for being here and practicing with me. And we'll do it again soon.